you can get coffee yet, if you grab a cup and go in the other room, they'll get you some coffee. All right? So we got coffee, we got some tea here and water. We have nothing stronger than that, sorry. But if you need that at 8 o'clock in the morning. I always love going through airports, by the way. Bless you. I always love going through airports at like 7 o'clock on a Monday or Tuesday and see people at the bar. But hey, if you're on vacation, I'd probably do the same thing. All right, guys. Welcome, everybody. We've got a good crowd again today. And actually, almost everybody found a seat, so that's awesome. Really appreciate everybody showing up. As you guys know, we do our second Thursday meeting, and we're at Ruth's Kitchen here, which I think she did a really good job with the layout of the food that she got us there. And hopefully everybody's enjoying that. And please, if you haven't or need some more, take some home, whatever. Do whatever you want there. She gave us a ton again. Okay, well, I think we're going to go ahead and get going here.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, as you guys know, for the next 10 minutes here, I want to go ahead and, how about you introduce yourself and talk about what you guys are about.
Yeah, so hey everybody, my name is Sam Hillis, and I serve as the clinical director for the Tony Rice Recovery Center right here in Bedford County. So what we do at Tony Rice Center essentially is we help people to find the recovery that they've been missing or been looking for. So a little bit backstory about us. So we were established in 1990. We are solely licensed and funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. So at our core, we are a group of people who 99% of us are also in recovery ourselves. We are able to get people out of jail on furloughs. Primarily, we only work with people who don't have insurance. So one of the things that we're blessed to be able to do is not allow. A lot of times when you get into the insurance business, you have to kind of backtrack and fight, and some of you guys have had medical stuff where insurance isn't cooperating right, so it's really difficult whenever you've got somebody in treatment and they're making progress and the insurance company says, oh, well, you're making progress, pull them out of treatment. With us, we're able to keep them for an amazing, huge blessing of 90 days, because 90 days is a long time to start to get to know yourself. You start to learn who you are truly. You start to learn, most importantly, who you don't want to be anymore. And you kind of get to kind of evolve into this person that you're trying to become in 90 days. So we offer 90 days of treatment. We also offer a lot of other services for the community, like DUI school, drug and alcohol services. We do assessments. We do outpatient. We work a lot with the legal system. So a lot of people on probation and parole, they're able to come to us, get the recovery skills they need through us. And essentially just get back to being the person that they aspire to be or haven't been. One reason I'm very passionate about Tony Rice Center is I'm also an alumni. So I got to Tony Rice Center 10 years ago. I got there, I was furloughed from my county jail, Warren County, where I lived at the time. And I arrived with 2 pairs of jeans, 2 T-shirts, and a new King James Bible that my granny got me. And something that they said to me stuck out really hard that my first day. Our admission coordinator, Miss Penny, who's still there today, she said, honey, we're going to love you until you learn how to love yourself again. And I thought, wow, man, I guess I've never really loved myself, or maybe I kind of lost myself along the way. You know, grew up in church, but we all make choices. We all have consequences for those choices. Some of them hold more earthly consequences, you know. So from being a young man who had a lot of dreams and aspirations to, you know, being institutionalized and getting way off track on the path that life was supposed to go, Tony Rice Center was able to help me to start loving myself again. And that is a motto that we still tell every new man when they walk through our doors. So that's who we serve. We serve men. We partner with a lot of other sister agencies that work with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health that are able to provide services for women, children. But what we do is we serve fathers, we serve husbands, we serve sons, everybody from a 19-year-old kid who is, you know, battling mental health and substance abuse issues to somebody that's 65, you know, 70, whatever. We help serve the whole range of all men from all walks of life. And the only thing that we require to enter our program is you have to have a valid Tennessee ID, and you have to show proof that you don't have insurance that would pay for treatment. Because treatment, especially, it's wild because the big of a pandemic as we are in with the opioid crisis. With, I could get into those numbers. I really don't want to put a damper on this event, but you guys know, y'all watch the news. So it's a real blessing that we are able to provide quality evidence-based treatment to these men. We're able to help them with our partnership with the vocational rehab. What's up, Mike? We're able to help these guys get job training skills. Mike's amazing. We're able to help them get mock-up interviews. Some of the things we do is help transport for guys that are recovery living home, help them to get to and from work, get back to being functional, productive members of society. So in turn, not only are they affected by it, but their parents are affected by it, their children are affected by it, their communities, their churches, and it starts with the man. That's what we believe. Once you get somebody to start loving themselves again, truly loving themselves, you watch this whole beautiful evolution, and we just get to kick back and be a part of it and watch them learn recovery skills, watch them learn the relationship that addiction has with the brain, and explain dopamine and endorphin releases and all these neurological and neuroscientific relationships that you have with whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're putting in your body and your actions and behaviors and things like that. So we don't believe that addiction is a moral failing at Tony Rice Center. We believe that it is number one, it's a biopsychosocial disease. I don't want to get too Bill Nye the Science Guy here with you guys, but it is 100%. It is 100%. I don't use like the word curable, but you can absolutely gain a sense of remission, right? You can gain a sense of stabilization. You can go from hopeless to full of hope and absolutely become the type of person that you used to aspire to be. So that's kind of the gist of what we do at Tony Rice Center. We love getting in the community. This is home. Bedford County is our backyard. We do serve the entire state from Johnson City to Memphis, Tennessee, and beyond. It's part of our Department of Mental Health grants that we're able to get. But we prioritize Bedford County residents. We also prioritize IV users. So if any time you experience somebody out in the community that you know needs help, please send them to us. And even if we're not the right fit for them, for whatever reason, whether they have insurance, whatever, we love helping people in Bedford County. So we get people all the time show up to our doors and say, hey, I'm a pregnant mom, can I come here? And we're like, well, you can't come here, but like here's these phone numbers, and you can sit in the lobby and call them. And so if y'all ever know anybody that is dealing with this, and let's face it, it's 2025 in America. Everybody in this room knows somebody that struggled with substance issues in one way or another. So for me, busted up broken kid 10 years ago that was institutionalized, now serving as the clinical director for Tony Rice Center, that is 100% not me. That is my higher power, who I choose to call Jesus Christ, and it is the love, the investing that Tony Rice Center gave to me from day one on to helping me get licensed and helping us become one of the top-rated facilities in the nation. That's because they measure that by people who are able to achieve a year or more of sobriety, and we're very fortunate to where we get Eddie, our counselor back there in training. He's working towards his license. We love reporting each other on clients that are doing good. Like, we'll be like, hey, did you hear? Did you see? And I'll tell you guys really quick. I don't want to take up the whole thing, but one of my favorite stories that I love to tell is I had this kid, his name was Trent, and he was I think my third or fourth client that I ever had when I was doing counseling. And Trent was a huge Tennessee Vols fan, as am I, and I had this Letterman's jacket, this Tennessee Letterman's jacket that I think my granny bought it at like a flea market or something, but it was really cold. It was one of them cold 2018, 17 winters, and Trent, just like me, came with the clothes on his back, basically. And so God just put it on my heart, like, this kid's a bigger Tennessee fan than I am. Like, he knows the fourth string players, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, you're rooting, So I give Trent this jacket, and it's the greatest thing he's ever had, And this jacket was busted up. It was it survived addiction with me somehow. But I gave it to Trent, and he FaceTimed me 2 years ago. I guess it's been 2 years ago now. And Trent was homeless in Nashville, 2nd Avenue. If you guys know that area, it's pretty thick with people who are lost and broken. So Trent FaceTimed me, and Trent FaceTimed me the American dream. Guys, he had a tire swing, he had a picket fence, 2-story house, and he's showing me his newborn baby. And he's happy, he's full of life, he's glowing. And he says, Sam, dude, I got to show you this. And he goes upstairs and he shows me his closet. And he's like, do you remember this, dude? He had that Letterman's jacket. And he said, I remember you investing in me when I didn't believe I was worth investment. And he was like, just this has stayed with me. I've paid to get it tailored and cleaned and stuff. And he said, I just want you to know that because you believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, I think I can do this. And that's one of the stories that I could tell. I could tell glory stories of what God does over at Tony Ross Center every day. But essentially at our core, we're just people who were once broken, who God has restored to help other people.
Oh, that's awesome. And 10 minutes, I didn't have to say anything. You got a passion for this. You did awesome, Sam. Seriously, great job. The only thing I will do, and we're right at time, but the only thing I want to ask real quick, and we have a couple minutes for question and answer. We'll have a couple Q&A as well. But I know you licensed, 30 years you guys have been doing this. You said you work the whole state, so do you have different, you work mostly in Bedford County, but you have other, more than just in here? So the other facilities? Thank you. Well, I couldn't think of the word.
No, Bedford County is our only location. We are out here. We get people from all over the state here to Bedford County, which I know in the past has kind of spooked some people away from us. But we love getting people, restoring them, and we actually have a lot of business people that do really well from our house that make up a lot of industry in Bedford County. Our new house has 28 beds. I probably should have talked about the house. Nice. So 28 bed recovery living home. It's nice. Shout out to Nolan, make it happen. So we love being able to get people back to work and helping this the workforce here in Bedford County.
Oh, that's awesome. Sam, you did a great job. Appreciate it. Let's open it up to Q&A. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah.
So I know about Tony Rice Center and the things that you do in our community, or at least some of them. I mean, you guys so often do the things that nobody else wants to do, and so grateful for that. My question is, prevention is a lot of times the best thing to do, and are you able to get out to like schools and youth groups and talk to them?
Oh, good question.
To maybe preemptively stop some of this from happening?
Yeah, absolutely. Since I've stepped into administration, that's actually one of the things I'm very passionate about, community engagement. And I don't know if anybody in here has ever met or remembers a man named Tim Loki. It's who we named our house after, the Loki House. We just had a ribbon cutting. But Tim was very adamant about that. And unfortunately, with Tim's passing, a lot of that's kind of fell to the wayside. But it is something that I'm looking forward to getting back into. I also am a member of the Bedford County Prevention Coalition, so I know we're always trying to figure out ways to get back. We get some buck back sometimes from some of the school systems, and that's okay, But I would love to get that going back. If anybody has any opportunities or inside information on how I can make that happen, so yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great question.
I have a friend who's on addiction now, but she was recovering, and I don't know how she did this, but she went to the schools, and I think she just went to the education, the main office, and I'm sure they had to check her out, and she did that for about 4 years, and just make her aware, where she had been, what it was like. So you might check just with the veteran or the main office, and I'm sure they've got to check and all that, and I don't think they have anything now that does that. It's very important.
It is. I agree. I don't want to take up much time. I could get on a soapbox about this.
I'll hold you off. Don't worry about it.
That's awesome. Thank you. So, I grew up with DARE. I don't know if you guys remember DARE. Funny bit. I was actually DARE president of my class. I have definitely let Darren the line down, the mascot player. But see, what Dare did for me was it villainized everything, right? So they told me it was bad, it's going to ruin your life. So I'm 15 years old. The first time I put narcotics in my body, due to trauma and a bunch of other stuff, I felt for the first time. Now, they went on to destroy my life, but my first thought was, well, if Dare lied about this, what else did they lie about? Because it wasn't, and I'm not trying to knock Dare, but kids are so smart today, man. I think what we need is, hey, this is science. Like, this is what happens when you put stuff like this in your body. Yeah, and one of my favorite quotes is, drugs gave me wings, and then it slowly ripped apart my sky. You know, like, I feel like instead of just, it's bad, if you do it, you'll die. Like, kids are smart. They need to know, like, hey, if I have a friend that tries this stuff and they get dependent on it, there's people I can talk to. There's trusted adults. There's collegiate recovery programs out there. Like MTSU has a collegiate recovery program where you can actually request to be in dorms where there's not going to be any shady stuff going on. And they have meetings, these kids have meetings amongst themselves to keep their sobriety efforts going. So stuff like that in a school system would be phenomenal. And I could I talk about this at the center. The guys are like, all right, man, we get it.
Yeah, again, I can see you got such a passion for it, and we really appreciate that. We've run out of time, but the only thing I want to kind of ask, kind of in closing, is there anything that people can, you guys are licensed, so probably really can't physically help, but is there any type of help people can give, gift cards, buy water, I don't know, whatever. Is there certain things that people can do or not?
Yeah, so we because we're a 501c3 nonprofit, we are able to accept donations. We operate solely off grants, fundraisers, and donations. So some of the ways you can help, of course, monetary donations are accepted. They go a long way to invest in these guys. But a lot of things we need are kind of like the basic necessities. So twin size bedding is always a need for us. Towels, blankets, that stuff the center pays for out of our pocket and budget for the guys. The state doesn't give us money for hygiene and stuff like that. So for a guy like me who comes in with, the clothes on my back and a New King James Bible my granny bought me, stuff like body wash, razors, shaving cream, deodorant, stuff like that goes a long way for us. And we're able to give it. Like, we've been blessed. We have some people, some churches and stuff in the community that love to do drives for TRC. So we just got a bunch of shaving cream and razors, but like twin size bedding is probably the number one thing we need. If you can't or don't feel comfortable doing monetary donations, that's really what we need. Anything hygienic. Like, we really appreciate that stuff.
Okay. Sam did a great job. Well, you got one question really quick? All right. I like it. Go ahead.
Not a question, but I know you're probably seeing me a bit emotional over here. I want to say thank you for what you do. Both of you. All of us are touched by addiction, and my children lost their father to prescription drug abuse. And he's not here to tell his story, but I am, and I do. And thank you for sharing your story and your love for Jesus to make a difference in the life of others. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to move on. I hate to do that now, but I think we've got to move on.
I have a quick question. I just want to make sure I've been informed correctly. Are you guys going to be at the horse show?
Yes, thank you. So for the second year now, we have a great working relationship with the celebration. So they have been able to help us attain a booth. So I'm not super familiar. I'm not from here. I'm not super familiar with the exact location, but I know we are by the boosters behind gate 1. So last year we were only able to do pork rinds. This year we're going to be bringing. I've got a let them walking tacos. I'm super cheesy. I designed this menu. We've got a really nice. Really good fish sandwich for people who like fish sandwiches. My director chose like the best thing we could. We sell pork rinds. That was our main thing. So we were making these up fresh right there on the spot. We do spicy, smoky bacon flavored, original, and barbecue. So it's a great way if you want to come out and eat some food. 100% of the proceeds go to Tony Rice Center. We have a bunch of sponsors and stuff in the community that have helped us to buy the food and things like that. So if anybody comes by is going to be planning on going, which it's a big deal up here, like they close schools and everything. It's awesome. And I'm loving it. I'm starting to develop this like love and appreciation for these walking horses. But yeah, please come by the food booth, get some pork rinds. Tell me you see me here, I'll hook you up. We'll make sure you get a bunch of extra pork rinds for your troubles for putting up with me for 15 minutes now. So look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you added that at the end. Thank you.
Yeah.
But now we're done.
Yes.
Now we're done.
We got about 5 minutes
5 minutes.
for our 60-second pitches.
Oh yeah. Okay. So next, yeah. Well, you have my phone, and I didn't memorize everything. I may not have looked at it too much. All right, guys. So as we've done before, we want to go ahead and do our 60-second pitches. If anybody wants to come up, you have.
Lydia's first.
Wow, you're first for once. 60 seconds.
Can I give you a hug?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
For many of you, you don't know who I am. I am originally from Romania. Praise God for America.